This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Parliamentary Registration Department on Grand Bahama Island will be rolling out a new initiative until the end of March to ensure that the distribution of voters' cards to all registered locals for the upcoming elections. Kimberly Mullings has more.
The parliamentary registrar is aiming to register at least 28,000 persons on Grand Bahama Island for the upcoming general elections, and so far they are nearly 2,000 persons away from meeting that goal, according to Acting Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Reno Smith.
Grand Bahama per capita has surpassed many other constituencies in the entire country. We are in the top 7 nationwide. We have one constituency that's sort of lagging behind. It's the lowest of the 5, and we're working on them.
To date, several thousand registered voters have collected their cards. However, Smith noted that effective immediately, there will be a significant change in the distribution of voters' cards on Grand Bahama. The voters' cards will now be taken to the areas where persons would have initially registered. The change comes in an effort to make the distribution process more convenient, as well as registration for others.
The parliamentary registration staff will now be fully available for special mobile registrations. Persons who are confined to bed or wheelchairs, we are asking them to contact the Parliamentary Registration Department effective immediately so that we can schedule special house visits.
Consultant to the Parliamentary Registrar, Dr. Cecil Thompson, applauds the department for their efforts to get Grand Bahamians registered.
We're doing everything that is humanly possible to ensure that Bahamians are registered to vote, but not only they're registered, we're taking an additional step. We're making sure that it's easier, more convenient for persons to collect the card. Parliamentary doesn't need to keep your card. That card is a very important document.
The administrator for West Grand Bahama, Brenda Colbrook, also noting the importance of collecting your voters' cards as soon as possible.
It is the only way you will be able to physically review your card and ensure that all of the necessary information is correct, so that if there are any changes required, those changes can be made immediately. Again, please come on out and collect your voter's card, and to those of you who have not yet registered, you still have that opportunity to do so. We are encouraging you to please take advantage of this opportunity.
This special distribution exercise will continue until the end of the month of March. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Now, for more information, please call the Parliamentary Registrar Department at 352-9185 or 6, and stay tuned to ZNS for community announcements on radio and television about the new distribution center throughout the month. In other news, this is Consumer Protection Week, and the local department has staged an exhibition at the C.A. Smith complex to educate consumers. Italia Hall has more details.
A major government agency mandated to protect the rights of consumers, making a significant milestone. The Consumer Affairs Unit is celebrating 33 years of service. In honor of this achievement, an area of the C.A. Smith complex has been transformed, and an exhibition has been mounted to educate the public on their role and how to safeguard their rights. Price Inspector Beverly Curtis says the theme this year is Consumer Rights in the Digital Age.
With all the computer ATM machines, we try to educate consumers to read the small prints and to know their rights within any business society that they will go into.
She says persons should know the price of all breadbasket items.
When you go into a store, you really should know what they are. There are 12 breadbasket items, such as flour, rice, sugar. And once you know the price, you can say to the store owner or the cashier, hey, look, this price is wrong. This is the price of that breadbasket item. So we try to educate the public.
Curtis says breadbasket items are not the only items that they monitor.
But we also deal with rent control, the markup of cars and their accessories.
She adds that merchants have been following the rules by keeping their prices under control.
There are inspectors out every day in the food stores, so they've been doing pretty good because they don't want that hefty fine. So they've been doing pretty well.
The price inspector says the overall goal of the Consumer Affairs Department is to protect the consumers from unfair trading practices. She's urging any resident who sees anything out of the ordinary to contact the department as soon as possible. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
Thank you, Atalia. Well, a group of women lamenting the current state of affairs of some of our young men on Grand Bahama. These mothers say the level of homelessness and vagrancy among the young men is alarming. Tonight, they are making an appeal for help for those who need it most. 4 women say they are determined to help young men who are in crisis. Mothers Against Crime was founded back in 1998 as a result of an uptick in violence at that time. President Teresita Jones says they have discovered that these days there are too many young men who are homeless and or suffering from mental illness. The group is making this appeal to the government
to try assist us with a building that these homeless people can come and sleep at night instead of sleeping in bushes and sleeping in old cars and an abandoned building.
She says if they are able to obtain a building, the aim is to partner with social services, the Rand Memorial Hospital, the churches, and the community.
We also would volunteer ourselves to assist when it comes to cooking and feeding those persons. And so it's up to the community to build a nation.
Jones, along with Mothers Against Crime member Eldora Delat, believes more must be done to save these young men.
Right now, when I go in the Garden Villas, and I heard some of the young men say, well, y'all, I don't see the church no more like yesteryear. The church is absent from the areas that they need to be. And so I really insist on us getting back in the streets and in those areas that need it most.
I had a son was living in the bush, and I had to go in the bush to search for my son. Sometimes I don't know where to go, but God direct me and I find him. And I carry food and whatever I could carry for him. So we are hurting mothers. All of us went through things with our children. Each and every one of us has different experience with our children, but we all are hurting.
While they are appealing to the government for a building to house vagrants, they are also offering help to parents who may be dealing with children who have gone astray.
There's so many mothers that are hurting out there, don't know where their children are, and we want to reach out to them as a people. We want to reach out to these hurting children. There are children that are being molested in their homes. They're afraid to tell their parents what is going on. But maybe if they find love with somebody, they might talk about it. They abuse children, abuse mothers. We want to help not just the men, we want to help the female also.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.